that the women reps or Affirmative Action Social Development Fund can only use funds that they have committed and not any money that has not been committed. In essence, we have been able to stop over 50% of 4.13 billion that would have been used in structures that we suspect and we highly suspect, and the court has found that prima facie they are unconstitutional. So that all what has been committed is the amount of money that women have been allowed to go and spend, but not an extra amount of money that had not been committed in contracts or hiring out or buying cars. Therefore, we are saying that should anyone touch an extra coin from the 2 billion that the court has allowed them to issue, definitely will come here for abuse of for contempt of court. Secondly, and very importantly, the court has ordered the Attorney General to pay the cost of that application, although we have lost it because the Attorney General had misled the court by saying that no funds had been used, only for them to turn up here and say that the State Council who represented the Attorney General had no sufficient instructions from the women, from Parliament and the board that runs Affirmative Action Social Development Fund. Kwa Kiswahili?
Yes.
Twice. 2014, 2015.
Tuangalie kamera na wewe.
And 2015, 2016 financial year. 2.03 billion shillings for 2014, 2015 financial year. Now added to 2.1 billion for 2015, 2016 financial year. That is the money that is already allocated to Affirmative Action Social Development Fund. Yes, and that is what the CS Treasury has been ordered not to release any more funds in favor of the fund until the matter is heard and concluded within 90 days. So, Ligina?
Women rep for Kajiado County. I'm speaking on behalf of the Caucus 47. We are happy of the ruling, and the court has given the Affirmative Action groups a chance to use the allocation for 2014-2015, which was already posted to our counties, and we are urging our county committees to use that allocation as we wait for the full ruling, which will be there in 90 days time. So we are actually happy. We are very happy.
If you understood the ruling, the judge says that you're only allowed to use the money which is already in your account.
Yes.
But now what happens, because he stopped the Minister of Finance from funding you further? What about that?
We are still optimistic that maybe in the full hearing of the petition, we shall still win. This money is supposed to benefit the Affirmative Action groups, and we are optimistic that the full hearing will still favor these groups. Yeah.
But before you started the development program, actually you are very much aware that the court has nullified the CDF, and CDF, we understand that its purpose is for development. Why did you guys, decide to come up with a similar?
This is a different fund from CDF. This is a national, it's an executive fund. And CDF is based on an act that has actually been even amended. And these regulations, when we were also doing, we were looking at the PFM Act. It's not based on CDF.
Yes. Cheers, come. Say something.
I think that we want to commend the ruling of today by Justice Wanduto, reviewing the orders earlier made on the 14th of December, and admitting that indeed miscarriage of justice would have happened if he had not reviewed his orders. There are 90 days in which the full petition will be heard, So the Affirmative Action Social Development Fund continues in implementation at the county level, and the board can continue with its work pending the full determination of the case. Because of the children who are waiting for bursaries, the commitments that government has entered into with third parties, the coordinators who had already been hired, we appreciate that ruling, that now that can continue even as the other wider questions are being looked at. But it is important for the country to note that these funds are important. The Affirmative Action Fund is special in nature, only looking at people who have been sidelined in the past, the women, the youth, the persons with disability, the children, and the elderly. And it is going to be important that this fund is retained. So in the full hearing, we will be convincing the judge that indeed this fund is important. This fund is similar to WEZO fund, which has been very helpful in our counties. And if WEZO has worked for the young people, even affirmative action will work. So for today, we want to appreciate that ruling and to say that in another few days we're going to come back to court for the full petition. And to really urge that Kenyans support implementation of programs like this, which are geared towards ensuring that the country moves forward economically.
You've said that these funds are going to help children and the elderly. What are some of these projects that you're going to start for those?
The major funds, one of the major and most urgent issues was actually bursary for total orphans, for child-headed households, especially the HIV homes, for children with a disability, and for dropouts, for children who might, or students who might want to go back to school. But other projects relate to value addition of agricultural products,